Hi everyone, this is Julie from the Scraps of My Life. It is the 4th of January 2013. Wow. Um, if you saw the post that I put on my blog yesterday, you would know that I started a project already for this year, and I blogged already, so that was pretty cool. But anyway, I thought I would do a video because just in case that someone asked, and then I won't have to go back and try to remember what I did and why I did it or whatever to tell someone. Thought I would do some pre-maintenance or whatever you want to call it. Anyway, I was working on the calendar for my husband for the new year, and it's turning out really great so far. I made the base for it. Of course, this is the prototype, and I will probably just make a whole nother one for the base for him. But this was the idea of it. And I started with my Matchbox die from Sizzix and cut it out. And this time I used the medium weight the medium weight chipboard because I wanted it to be nice and firm underneath. And then I also used the medium weight chipboard to make the A-frame on top, so that it'd hold up, you know, really nicely, because like I said, men are heavy-handed and they're not gentle. I mean, some women aren't gentle either, but I mean, I wanted to make it so that it would uphold under, you know, daily use. I wanted it usable. And so for about, I don't know, a few hours it took me to make this triangular drawer I made to go in it. I wasn't happy enough that there's a drawer going under it. Instead of filling in this side here with a piece of paper, I decided to make a drawer for it instead, which you can't really see very well because of the angle of my camera. I have a new camera that I'm trying out that my son bought me for Christmas, and it probably should be on a tripod, but I don't know where my small little tripod, desktop tripod is, so I'm doing the best I can with it. Anyway, I just wanted to show this to you and let you know where I'm at on it. And then, like I said, I've started making the pages for it. And I searched the internet for, I don't know, and I've done this a number of times on several occasions at different times looking for calendars this size, and with no avail. And so I just decided to use the ones out of the Graphic 45 A Place in Time. I know I'm going to regret it because there's only one sheet of them in there, but it's from the 12 by 12, and I use them for the calendar part. And of course I'm going to have to write the numbers in or something to fix that. But this is the first page that I did, and it will be hanging right here on the A-frame, and it will be a flip over album. I know you can't see all this. I'm sorry about that. Let's see if I can adjust this just a little. There. Maybe you can see a little bit better. And it'll hang there, and I don't know if I'm going to use rings for it or if I'm going to use a soft fiber. I don't know yet. But this is the first page, like I said, and I was working on the second one. That's really why I wanted to do this recording, because I cut this out with one idea in mind, and then I realized the holes for the rings are going to be at the top of the page, and I had this as a fold over page, as you see it here. This wasn't cut. So rather than throw it away, I decided to try to use it. So what I'm going to do, what I did was I folded this, cut this, and folded this in half, basically. And then the piece that I had over here, I just trimmed it off, and I'm going to use that for the outside rather than the inside, and that's where the calendar's going to sit, instead of this one where I had the calendar on the outside that flips open this way. And then here's the background, and I had intended on using this area. This was a flip also, I've got to where I hate to cut the paper apart. I'm like, okay, if I fold that instead of cut it, then I can use it for something else. Well, that was the idea here, but then there's not much place for writing. So there's a slip-in pocket here, corner pocket, so that I'm going to slip some more things to write on. But I made this so that a photo can be put here, of course, and I may even put a photo mat here. I'm not sure yet. Um, and then on the inside, I made these pages so that they're pockets instead of just flat pages, so that on the inside of there I can put pieces of paper that he can write on, or if he needs to keep up with a receipt or something for that month, then he can just stick it right in there, and it'll hold quite a lot actually. And but I wanted to keep it as flat as possible. There'll be 6 sets of these. The front will be January, the back will be the December, which is why this is green. And then I'm going to put my my date on here. So I'm going to go ahead and try to do my calendar, not my date. I'll try to do this here on video, since I didn't do the first one on video. And I was trying to decide. I think I'm going to just use this piece of paper here for journaling, and just score it instead of cut it. So let me do that and try to fit it in place there. Let's see, where is my little score tool? So I've marked my little spot there where I need to score it at. I'm just lining it up with a score line is all. I need to be right on the line. And I'm going to score it. I ended up cutting this smaller than I would have if I was just simply going to use it as a flat. So I had to find a different way to do this. So I'm going to fold that in half, so to speak. It's going to be a little longer, I think, than I need it. So I'm going to trim that white part off. But some of the white is going to show, so I think we're going to put some type of border at the bottom. Get this pressed out really nice and flat. Very important. So right here is where it's going. So I'm going to need to trim it all the way around, so that's okay. I can do that with scissors or knife. So I'm just going to glue it and then I'm going to trim it, because I think that'll be the easiest way to do it. One thing about this new camera I have, I'll tell you what, it shows every little tiny detail, so I was certain to put some hand cream on. My hands are so dry from the holidays doing cooking and doing so many dishes and being in the dishwater. Although I had lots of help, I still had a lot of things that when you're in the kitchen cooking, it's impossible to keep your hands out of the water. So it really took a toll on my hands. They were actually bleeding at one point, but they are much better now. But I wanted to put some hand cream on because they looked really bad before I did. They probably still do, but not as bad as they did look. So this is for journaling, so I want to put the glue down as cover it as much as possible. And this is going to be fun, trying to get this completely as it should be, so bear with me a second. It's not ever fun to do this part with a pre-folded piece. It's hard to get it exactly where it needs to be and get it right in the crease, and it's not as easy as it may seem. But here it goes anyway. If we get it this time. I think I got it a little bit crooked. Yeah, because it doesn't want to open properly. Okay, so what I'm going to do is take my scissors, as much as I can, my scissors. I might have to get the knife out. And I'm going to do the trimming here just with my scissors, because this is a thin, single, thickness of paper, so I don't want to accidentally cut through the the green paper instead of the other. So if I can line it up easier with my scissors. So that's what I'm doing. I'm not sure if it matters how long of a video I do on a live video like this, but we'll find out. Oops, I'll make my green there a bit. Turn it around here. A very thin line here. And I'm using my every word comes to mind but the one I want. I'm using these shears because they are stick resistant, for lack of a better word right now. So now you see that I have this so that it can be opened up to journal in, write in. Another reason that that piece needs to be sturdy so that it can be written on. Down here at the bottom, I'm going to put some type of border. Maybe I was using on the first one. I did a January border up at the top where I needed a little bit of coverage on the back of the calendar, and I just used the border from that paper line from Graphic 45 I told you, and it turned out really nice. Give it a little bit of extra something. And so I may do the same thing here and then cover the rest of it with something else. And then, like I said, I want to use this side to put the calendar on instead of the calendar being here. This could not be raised if I put it there. So, excuse me for my gruff voice, my frog or whatever I've got going on here. So I don't know if I want to do it like right at the top here. Like so, or if I want to bring it down further, like, I don't know. I really don't need to center it because I need some space somewhere else. So I need to really, I don't know. I don't know what to do with that. Either way, it's going to cover up where it is the thing. So I can't take it but so high at the top because of the holes that are there. So maybe I should just take it down to the bottom right corner here. Like so. And just glue it down that way. So, I guess that's what I'll do. See if I can get this glue right on the money. I don't see any need for it to be any other kind of glue than this. Not at the moment. So I may have to back that. I may have to back this with another piece of paper as it is. So I'm going to line this up with the bottom of that green paper there. That's what I'm hoping to do. And I got my glue over a little bit too much, so let me rub that in a bit and come here and trim this at the top of the calendar. Sorry if you can't see exactly everything I'm doing. Got to find that tabletop easel. It's like been around forever, and then when you need it, bam, it's gone. Okay, so there is that is how that will go. And then this piece is now separate. I can use it or lose it. And as I said, I'll probably have to back this with something, paper, or there's a paper that matches the back of that, like this piece here. It has December on it, and that might just fit there. Barely, huh? I really, really would like to use that, but I don't know that I'm going to be able to. So I might just use this bottom right corner so that it can have journaling. So I think that's what I'll do. And I don't know whether to keep the border or lose it, because I'm only going to have the corner of it. So I'm going to lay this down, line it up, and mark it with a pencil. I can find I'm constantly misplacing my pencil. It's unbelievable, really. Nope, that's a bread. Eyelet, not a bread. There's the pencil. Okay, so line it up. Actually, I'm going to trim over a little. Yeah, maybe I can remove that. Line it up and mark it. And then after I trim it that way, it'd be easier to trim it the other way. So yeah, I'm going to cut this one. Instead of leaving it. I'm only going to cut it up a little ways though, because I don't want to mess up that December if I have to. And this isn't going to be that tall, so I'm only going to cut it more than I need it, but okay, I can come down quite a bit. I hate wasting my paper. I hate wasting it. So I try not to, but sometimes I just can't get an exact cut. I don't want to get an exact cut for various reasons. Sometimes squares aren't square, rectangles aren't completely, squared, and but the width, it is what it is. And while I could have, yes, done a little pocket back behind there, I don't want to do a lot of weight on this. So I'm just trying to be practical with this one. Like I said, it's made to be used, and I know the person using it is not going to be delicate with it, so I don't want them to have to be delicate with it. I want it usable, and so that's how I'm trying to make it. And that's why I'm doing it in a bit smaller form than I might have as well. It won't take up very much space on my desk, which is its purpose, to be used as a desk calendar. Okay, and then just lay that down. So there's space for something, whether it's a note or whatever. Then I'm looking over here and trim this back side, if I can get my scissors in there, because I left a little bit too much at the top of the calendar right here. I'm just going to trim that off, turn it where I can see the light is like glaring the wrong way. Okay, like so. And get rid of that piece, I'm not going to need that. So now I have a extra space on the back side of it, and it shows Christmas, but yet it has some practicality to it, whether a note from me goes there or a paper clip to hold something, who knows. Okay, so that's there, that's finished, and this side is finished except for the border. And then I may do, since this lifts up, I might do a decorative corner on this. Have this really pretty corner punch right here. So I think I'm going to flip it over. Let's see, which will be this way. No, it has to be this way. Okay, and I'm going to stick it in there and give it a punch. And this is an embosser as well as a corner punch. See if I can do that again. Because this here's going to get in my way. Just push it back. Okay, so push that in there. Okay. And I end up with these cute little corners. It doesn't take off too much. It takes off just enough, I think. And then I'll take my ink and go around that. I'm already 21 minutes into this video, so I'm going to shortly stop it right after this and pick up in another one. It might take a little while to upload it. I don't know. Okay, just going to ink around these edges to define it. I'm going to do the very bottom because you can kind of see the embossing there. The ink on it. I know it's kind of bright. Okay, and on this side. Alright, and before I decide to glue this down, I need to go ahead and do the edges of this. Because this is going to be glued down to the page, to the back of the calendar page, the pocket. And all of this to match. I love these little things, but they don't hold up very well. These little ink pads. And I suppose I should ink around this too, at least at the very tip edge. There we go. So what we have is this one here. And then this will be glued down to, like I said, I'll be decorating it a little bit further, and I may do something with this little flap across here. I'll have to come back and show you that. This will be glued down to the back of the January, right here, like so. So that it won't open on the pocket side, it'll open on the, what I would call the binding edge side. And it will be glued down just like so. Of course, I'll have to trim, if I use this, I'll have to trim a very slender 1/16 maybe of an inch off of that so it won't rub against the calendar there. Possibly. So, there it is. Okay, I'll be back to show you more another time. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.